Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about something that lives inside each and every one of you. A power, a potential, a force that when unlocked will help you break through anything standing between you and your dreams. It's time to rise above. Every one of us has faced challenges. We've all encountered moments where the world seemed like it was against us. But I'm here to tell you those obstacles are not your end. They're simply stepping stones, tests that will shape you into the person you're meant to be. The question is, will you rise above them? Will you refuse to let fear, doubt, or any setback dictate your future? I believe in you. I believe that you have the strength, the grit, and the power to transcend every limitation. Now, let's talk about how you can harness that power. The power of your mindset. The most powerful force in your life is not your circumstances, not your past, and certainly not the opinions of others. It is your mindset. Your mindset is the lens through which you view the world, and it shapes everything you experience. Your beliefs, your actions, and the results you create are all a direct reflection of your mindset. And the best part, you have complete control over it. Let me tell you something. You are not a victim of your circumstances. The only thing that truly controls your destiny is how you choose to perceive those circumstances. In life, you are going to face challenges. There will be moments when the world seems stacked against you. But I'm here to tell you those challenges are not what define you. What defines you is how you respond to them. And your response begins with your mindset. The most successful people on the planet, the ones who've achieved extraordinary things, are not more talented, more gifted, or luckier than you. What sets them apart is how they think. They don't see obstacles as roadblocks. They see them as opportunities. Opportunities to grow, to become stronger, to learn something new. You can look at a problem and think, this is too much. I can't handle this. Or you can look at it and say, this is a challenge that will make me better. This is an opportunity to grow. Your mindset determines whether you give up or rise above. It determines whether you let fear paralyze you or let it fuel your action. It determines whether you see failure as a permanent condition or a temporary setback. You see, the difference between someone who thrives and someone who merely survives is the way they think about their life. When you develop a mindset that says, I am in control, you open the door to limitless possibilities. Everything changes when you choose to see life as something that happens for you, not to you. This shift in thinking will transform your entire reality. It's a shift from a mindset of scarcity, where you focus on what you don't have, to a mindset of abundance, where you focus on everything you have and everything you are capable of achieving. Let me give you an example. Two people can experience the same event, and yet their reactions will be completely different. One might think, this is terrible. I can't believe this happened. This is the worst thing that could ever happen to me. And what happens? They spiral into negativity. They give up. They start doubting their abilities, and they might even quit. But the other person, someone with the right mindset, will say, okay, this happened. But this is just one step in my journey. This is not the end of my story. It's just a chapter. What can I learn from this? How can I grow from this experience? They keep moving forward. They find the lesson in every hardship, the opportunity in every challenge. So let me ask you this. What lens are you looking through? Are you seeing life as a series of problems that hold you back, or are you seeing them as opportunities to push forward and grow? Your mindset will determine whether you step up to the challenges or run from them. And I know you're not a runner. You are a warrior, and warriors rise. You see, our mindset is something we can constantly work on, refine, and strengthen. It's not something we're born with. We don't wake up one day with the perfect mindset. We train our minds the same way we train our bodies. By conditioning yourself to think with purpose, you can rewire your brain to embrace challenges rather than fear them. It all starts with one simple but incredibly powerful choice. Choose to see your world in a new way. When you change the way you see things, the things you see begin to change. Let me repeat that: when you change the way you see things, the things you see begin to change. Imagine the transformation in your life if you stopped viewing setbacks as signs to quit and started seeing them as signs to level up. You would no longer be at the mercy of circumstances. You would be in charge of your life. And that is what I want for you. Because when you control your mindset, you control your destiny. You become unstoppable. You become the architect of your own future. There is no limit to what you can achieve when your mindset is focused, when your beliefs are aligned with your goals, and when you start acting in accordance with the person you are becoming. Now, think about this. If your mindset is the key to unlocking your potential, then every time you take control of it, you take one step closer to becoming the person you've always wanted to be. It's a process. Yes, it's not about snapping your fingers and being perfect. It's about progress. Every single day, conditioning your mind to think differently, to focus on what's possible, and to push forward despite the obstacles. You see, you have within you the power to shift your mindset in an instant. You can decide today, right now, that from this moment forward, you will choose to see opportunities, not obstacles. You can decide that you will no longer be a victim of your circumstances, but the creator of your future. That's what people who succeed do. They take responsibility for their thoughts. They take responsibility for their actions, and they take responsibility for their outcomes. They don't blame anyone or anything for their challenges. Instead, they use them to rise above. This power to change the way you think is not just a nice idea, it's a fundamental truth. Your mindset will be the thing that separates those who reach their goals from those who give up. So the next time you face a challenge, remember, it's not about what happens to you. It's about how you choose to think about it. And if you change the way you think, you can change everything. Take massive action. Let's get something straight. Action is the bridge between your dreams and your reality. Nothing happens without action. You can have all the goals, all the strategies, and all the resources in the world, but if you don't take action, it's all meaningless. Massive action is the key to success. It's the fuel that drives you to your destination, the force that propels you forward when everything else feels like it's holding you back. You see, there's one thing that every successful person has in common. They take massive action, and they don't wait for the perfect moment. They create it. The world is not going to hand you success. You have to go out and take it. Every day you hesitate, every day you doubt, every day you wait for the right opportunity, someone else is moving forward. The clock is ticking, and your future is waiting for you to show up. So the question is, are you going to take massive action, or are you going to sit back and let life pass you by? Understand this: action conquers fear. Action is the antidote to all of the doubts and insecurities that keep you stuck. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to know everything before you start. You simply need to take that first step. You need to commit to the process and trust that as you take action, the next steps will reveal themselves. But nothing will happen unless you take that first step. When I say massive action, I mean doing whatever it takes. It's not about doing the bare minimum or waiting until you feel ready. It's about going above and beyond. It's about creating momentum and building it with every choice, every decision, every action. Because here's the thing, momentum breeds success. The more action you take, the more confidence you build, and the more doors open to you. It's like a snowball rolling downhill. It gets bigger, faster, and stronger the more it moves. Now, I want you to think about this. Every successful person has faced fear, doubt, and failure along their journey. The difference is they didn't wait for the fear to disappear before they moved. They acted in spite of the fear. They used it as fuel. Because they understood one thing: action is not about waiting for the right feelings. It's about creating the right feelings through action. You've got to stop waiting for the conditions to be perfect. The perfect time will never come. If you wait until everything is aligned, you'll wait forever. You have to act now. You have to make the decision to move forward with what you have. You take imperfect action, and then you correct as you go. The only thing that guarantees failure is doing nothing. Take massive action and let the feedback guide you. Think about the times in your life when you took action, when you were fully committed to something and you gave it your all. Do you remember how good it felt, how unstoppable you felt? That's the power of massive action. It creates momentum, it creates energy, and it puts you in a state of flow. And here's the thing: once you're in that flow, nothing can stop you. You cannot think your way to success. Thinking is important, but it's only part of the equation. You have to get your body moving, your hands working, your feet walking toward your goal. You have to engage the world. Massive action is the way you show the universe you're serious about your success. It's your commitment to your dreams, your vision, your purpose. And when you show up with massive action, the world responds in kind. Opportunities start to show up. People start to take notice. Your energy becomes contagious. Think about someone you admire, someone who's achieved great success. I'll tell you what they all have in common. They didn't sit around waiting for things to happen. They made things happen. They took risks. They pushed beyond their limits. And they took massive action even when they didn't have all the answers. And you can do the same. This is the key. Success isn't just about having the right ideas. It's about executing those ideas. The best ideas in the world will stay ideas unless you take massive action. It's the doing that counts. And here's the exciting part: you don't need to have everything figured out right away. You learn by doing. Taking massive action doesn't mean that you're going to get it right every time. In fact, you're going to fail. You're going to mess up. And guess what? That's okay. Failure is part of the journey. Every time you fail, you learn something that will make you stronger, smarter, and more prepared for the next level. The key is to keep moving forward, to keep pushing, to never let the setback stop you. When you take massive action, you build resilience. You learn how to adapt. You learn how to get back on track when things don't go according to plan. The more action you take, the more you realize that failure is not the end, it's part of the process. And that understanding is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. So let me ask you, what is the next massive action step you're going to take? It's time to stop making excuses, to stop waiting for the perfect time. That time is now. You already have everything inside you to succeed. All you need to do is take that first step. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be massive. Take that first action and let the momentum carry you forward. You are not here to play small. You are here to make a difference, to change your life, and to live with purpose. And the only way to do that is to take massive action. Now, get up and go make it happen. Because your future is waiting for you, but it's only going to meet you if you take that first step. The world won't come to you. You have to go out there and take it. And when you do, you'll realize just how much power you truly have. Your success is right around the corner, but you have to take action to grab it. Embrace failure as a teacher. Let me tell you something, failure is not the enemy. Failure is a teacher. It's one of the greatest gifts life can give you. And yet, so many people are terrified of failure. They see it as something to avoid, something to run from. But I'm here to tell you, the only true failure is not learning from your experiences. When you fail, it doesn't mean you're done. It doesn't mean you're not good enough or that your dreams are too big. Failure is simply feedback that shows you where you can improve, where you can grow, and where you can become stronger. The most successful people in the world, the ones who have achieved greatness in any field, are not the ones who never failed. No, they're the ones who have failed more times than they can count. And they've used each failure to propel themselves forward. You see, every time you fail, you're learning something. Every mistake is a lesson in disguise. It's like a personal growth seminar, and the best part is you're the one who's getting the lesson. But here's the thing, you have to choose to learn. It's all about perspective. You can choose to look at failure as a sign to quit, or you can choose to look at it as an opportunity to grow, to adapt, to evolve. The choice is yours. Think about this. No one who ever achieved anything extraordinary did it without failing first. The people who succeed the most are the ones who are not afraid to fail. They are the ones who embrace failure as part of the process. They see it as a stepping stone, not a roadblock. They take the lessons from failure and apply them. They tweak their approach, they refine their strategies, and they try again and again and again. Failure is not permanent. It's a moment. It's a lesson. It's temporary. And the moment you realize that failure does not define you, you'll unlock a new level of power. Failure is just a part of the journey, and it's a necessary part. Every time you stumble, you gain new insights about yourself, about what works and about what doesn't. That's how you get better. You cannot become the person you are meant to be without failing. Think about the greatest inventors, innovators, and creators of all time. Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times before he invented the light bulb. But he didn't call it failure, he called it 10,000 ways that won't work. He didn't see it as something negative. He saw it as a way to learn, to improve, and to push closer to success. If Edison had stopped after his first, second, or 100th failure, we might still be living in the dark. But because he embraced failure, because he kept going, he changed the world. Failure is not a reflection of your worth, it's a reflection of your current strategy. It's telling you what you're doing right now isn't working, but that doesn't mean you can't figure it out. And the fact that you're still alive, still breathing, still willing to learn, means you have everything you need to rise again. The key is to keep moving forward. Understand that the only real failure is quitting. As long as you're learning, adapting, and growing, you are winning. It doesn't matter how many times you fall. What matters is that you get up every single time, because every time you rise, you get stronger. You get more focused. You get smarter. I want you to think about something in your life right now that you might be afraid to fail at. Is it your business, your relationships, your health, whatever it is? I want you to understand you cannot achieve greatness without risking failure. And that doesn't mean you should take reckless risks. It means you should be willing to take calculated risks, to step outside your comfort zone, and to embrace the possibility of failure as part of the process. You have to give yourself permission to fail. When you allow yourself to fail, you remove the fear and pressure of perfection. You free yourself from the mindset that says, I must get this right. You stop playing it safe and you start living. You start playing for real. And that's where the magic happens. Failure is the fertilizer seeds of success grow. It's the training ground that builds your resilience, your patience, and your character. Let's talk about reframing failure for a moment. You see, failure doesn't have to feel like a punch to the gut. It doesn't have to leave you broken or defeated. Reframe it as feedback. Every time something doesn't go the way you planned, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What can I do differently next time? What new strategy can I try? When you start viewing failure as feedback, it stops being something that holds you back and becomes something that pushes you forward. The moment you embrace failure as a teacher, you unlock unlimited potential. You start to see life as a series of experiments. You try new things, you learn from your mistakes, you evolve, and you keep moving forward. And here's the beautiful part. With each step forward, you get closer to your goals. Remember this, you don't have to get it right. You just have to get it going. Action followed by feedback, followed by more action. That's the process, and you will fail along the way, but each failure will make you better, stronger, more capable. It's like sharpening a knife. The more you sharpen, the more refined you become. So don't fear failure. Embrace it, welcome it, thank it for the lessons it brings, and then use those lessons to propel yourself to even greater heights. Here's a powerful question to ask yourself every time you face a challenge or setback. What's the lesson here? What's the gift in this experience? Because there's always a gift, always a lesson. The only failure is when you stop looking for it. So get excited when you fail. Get excited about what you're going to learn. The more you embrace failure as a teacher, the more you'll accelerate your path to success. Remember, failure is not the end, it's the beginning of a new chapter. Every time you fall, you have the opportunity to rise stronger. And the more times you rise, the more unstoppable you become. Keep learning, keep growing, keep moving forward. Because with every failure, you are one step closer to achieving everything you've ever wanted. Leverage your passion. Let me tell you something, passion is power. It's the fuel that drives every extraordinary person to do things that others thought were impossible. It's the spark that ignites the fire of achievement. When you tap into your passion, you unlock a force so powerful that nothing can stand in your way. But here's the catch, you must be willing to leverage it. Passion alone isn't enough. You have to harness it, focus it, and use it as the engine that propels you to the next level. I want you to understand this. Passion is the key to sustainable energy. When you're passionate about something, you don't need motivation. You don't need anyone to push you or remind you to get up and go after your dreams. Your passion drives you. It pulls you forward. It wakes you up in the morning and it keeps you going late into the night. You're energized by it. You're excited by it. It's not work, it's a calling. And when you have that kind of energy behind you, there's no limit to what you can achieve. But here's the reality. Most people never tap into their true passion. They go through life doing things that are okay, things that are fine, but not things that make them come alive. They settle for the mundane, for the comfortable. But I want to tell you right now, you were not born to live an average life. You were born to live with intensity, to live with purpose, and to live with passion. So the question is, how do you leverage that passion? It starts by understanding that passion is not just about what excites you in the moment. It's about connecting to the deeper why behind what you do. Passion is the feeling you get when you know you're doing what you were meant to do. When you are aligned with your purpose, everything you do becomes easier. The obstacles become less intimidating. The work becomes less tiring, and the results become inevitable. Think about it. Why do athletes push through exhaustion or entrepreneurs work 18-hour days without hesitation? Because they're connected to something bigger than themselves. They are living their passion. It doesn't feel like work. When your passion becomes your purpose, you don't need external motivation to keep going. You create it from within. You create the energy, the drive, the commitment that keeps you moving forward, no matter how tough things get. Now, here's the secret. Passion isn't just a feeling, it's a choice. You choose to ignite it, you choose to amplify it, and you choose to feed it every single day. Passion is like a muscle. It needs to be exercised and nurtured. You don't just stumble upon it, you create it. You find the things that light you up and bring them into your daily life. You identify the things that make you come alive, and you make them a part of your journey. But this is where so many people miss the mark. They think passion is something that happens to them. They wait for passion to strike. They think, I'll know it when I feel it. But the truth is, passion is not something that comes from the outside. It's something that comes from the inside. It's about cultivating it, focusing on it, and creating it through your choices. You can choose to pour energy into the things that excite you. You can choose to focus on the areas of your life that light you up. And when you do that, your passion becomes a self-sustaining force. Here's what happens when you leverage passion in your life. You gain clarity. When you're aligned with your passion, everything becomes clear. You know exactly what you want, why you want it, and how to get there. Passion sharpens your focus. It clears the fog and shows you exactly where you need to go. It makes decision making easier because you know what matters. You stop wasting time on things that don't serve your purpose. Another key benefit of passion is resilience. When things get tough, and trust me, that you need something that will keep you going. Passion is the fuel that keeps you moving when everything else tells you to stop. You've heard the phrase, when your why is strong enough, the how will follow. Well, passion is the fuel behind your why. When your passion is strong enough, you'll break through barriers, push past pain, and keep moving forward. You won't be derailed by failure. Failure becomes a stepping stone, not a roadblock, because your passion is bigger than any obstacle in your path. But here's the truth. Not all passion is created equal. It's not just about excitement. Passion must be directed. You need to channel it. It's like a fire. You have to build the right kind of fuel to keep it burning. Unfocused passion is like a wildfire. It burns bright for a while, but it's uncontrollable, and it doesn't last. Focused passion, on the other hand, is like a laser beam. It cuts through everything in its path. When you have a clear target, a clear purpose, and a clear plan, your passion can work with you for you. It's a driving force that propels you toward your goals, not just an emotional outburst that fades away after a few hours. So how do you focus your passion? It starts with understanding your values. What do you stand for? What do you believe in? What makes your heart beat faster? When you know these things, your passion becomes a compass guiding you in the right direction. It becomes more than just something that excites you in the moment. It becomes your life's work, your mission, your legacy. And when you have that kind of clarity, that kind of purpose, you stop chasing the wind. You stop following trends or doing things because everyone else is doing it. Instead, you focus on the things that matter to you most.
Here's something important: leverage your passion by sharing it with others. Passion is contagious. When you live with passion, you inspire those around you. People are drawn to your energy, your enthusiasm, your drive. And when you inspire others, you not only create a ripple effect, but you also hold yourself accountable to the vision you've set. When you inspire others, you elevate yourself. Your passion becomes a legacy, a movement that impacts the world around you. Finally, let me tell you this: you were made to live with passion. You were made to bring your unique energy, your unique gifts to the world. The world is waiting for you to fully step into your purpose. And the way you do that is by embracing your passion, by leveraging it to fuel your actions, your goals, your journey. Don't hold back. Don't play small. When you live with passion, you create a life that's vibrant, fulfilling, and unstoppable. So I ask you today, what are you passionate about? What would you do if you weren't afraid? Embrace it, leverage it, and watch how it transforms your life. When you're connected to your passion, there's nothing you can't achieve. Nothing can stop you. Nothing can hold you back. You have everything you need to create a life that reflects the fire inside you. Focus on what you can control. Let's get real for a moment. Life is full of uncertainty. You can't control the weather, you can't control the economy, and you certainly can't control other people. There's a lot of things out there that are beyond your influence. And when you try to control those things, all you're doing is wasting energy and driving yourself crazy. You're setting yourself up for frustration and disappointment. So here's the truth: the secret to a life of peace, power, and progress is focusing on what you can control. You have a limited amount of energy, time, and attention. So why waste it on the things that you have no power over? It's like trying to swim upstream against a river. You're expending all this effort and getting nowhere. The most successful, fulfilled people in the world are the ones who understand this truth. They focus their energy on what they can control. And they use that focus to create massive change, not only in their own lives, but in the lives of others. Think about it. What can you control? You control your attitude. You control your beliefs. You control your behavior, your choices, your responses. And that, my friend, is where your power lies. When you shift your focus onto the things you can control, you unlock an incredible force inside you. You realize that your life is not determined by external events. It's determined by how you respond to them. When life throws challenges at you, you have a choice. You can react with fear, frustration, or anxiety, or you can respond with clarity, calm, and focus. You control how you show up, no matter what's happening around you. Let's talk about your mindset for a second. Your mindset is the ultimate thing you can control. The stories you tell yourself, the beliefs you hold, and the thoughts you entertain, they're all within your control. You can choose to see obstacles as roadblocks, or you can choose to see them as stepping stones. You can decide to focus on the problems, or you can focus on the solutions. And when you focus on the solutions, that's when things start to shift. Your mindset is the lens through which you see the world, and you have the power to adjust that lens to find opportunity, growth, and progress in any situation. But here's the kicker: most people don't focus on what they can control. They get caught up in the drama of life. They spend hours arguing over things they can't change, stressing over circumstances they have no influence over, and wasting time on situations that will never give them what they truly want. They complain about the past, worry about the future, and before they know it, the present moment has passed them by. And all of that energy could have been used to create something extraordinary in their life. Now, don't get me wrong, life is challenging. Things happen that feel completely out of our control. The economy shifts, people betray us, health challenges arise, things go wrong. But here's the critical piece: the way you respond is always under your control. How you decide to deal with what life throws at you is what defines your success. The greatest power you have is your ability to choose your response in any given moment. Let's take a look at your behavior. What can you control? You control how you show up every day. You control the actions you take. You control your daily habits and routines. If you're not where you want to be, it's because of the choices you've made up until this point. That's a hard truth, but it's also empowering. It means that you have the ability to change your life in an instant. You can decide right now, in this moment, that you're going to focus on the things that move you forward, whether that's developing new skills, setting clear goals, or taking consistent action toward your dreams. When you focus on what you can control, you stop feeling like a victim of circumstance. You take full responsibility for your life, and that's where your power begins. I want you to think about this. What are you currently allowing to drain your energy? What are you focusing on that you cannot control? How much time are you spending worrying about things that are out of your hands? Is it the political climate, the economy, the actions of others? All of that is beyond your control. And the more you focus on things you can't control, the less energy you have to focus on the things you can control. And that's where most people get stuck. They're focused on all the wrong things, and they never give themselves the chance to make the changes that could transform their lives. Let's take it to another level. How are you controlling your energy? You control how much energy you give to the people, the environments, and the situations in your life. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, drama, or people who drain you, you have the power to change that. You can set boundaries. You can remove yourself from toxic situations. You can choose to only give your time and attention to things and people that elevate you. Your energy is one of the most valuable resources you have, and you get to decide how and where you invest it. What else can you control? Your time. You control how you spend every minute of your day. The hours you put into your business, the time you spend with loved ones, the time you invest in yourself. Time is your most precious resource, and how you spend it will determine your success. You can't control how much time you have, but you can absolutely control what you do with it. Are you investing your time in activities that move you closer to your goals? Are you prioritizing your health, your relationships, and your personal growth? Or are you wasting it on distractions, procrastination, and things that don't serve your future? The key to greatness is in how you choose to spend your time. And when you make the decision to focus on what truly matters, you'll see the results unfold in your life. Let me ask you something. What's one thing you can control right now that would make the biggest difference in your life? Maybe it's your mindset, your habits, your actions. Maybe it's how you manage your energy or the way you invest your time. Whatever it is, the moment you decide to focus on that one thing is the moment you start to change your life. You don't need to focus on everything at once. Just focus on the things that are in your control and do them with everything you've got. Let go of the things you can't control. Stop stressing over the external forces you have no power over. The weather, the economy, the past, they're out of your hands. Instead, turn your focus inward. Turn your attention to the choices you can make, the actions you can take, and the energy you can control. When you do that, you'll find that not only do you have the power to change your life, you have the power to create a life of greatness. So ask yourself, what are you going to focus on today? What can you control right now that will move you closer to the life you want? And how can you begin to focus your energy on the things that matter most? When you start to focus on what you can control, you'll experience a shift that will propel you into your next level. The power is always within you. And the moment you realize that, your life will change forever. Surround yourself with the right people. Let me ask you something. Who are the 5 people you spend the most time with? Take a moment and think about it. Because here's a universal truth that I want you to internalize today. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. The people you surround yourself with influence your mindset, your energy, and your results more than you may realize. They shape the way you think, the way you act, and the way you perceive the world. So if you want to rise to the next level in your life, you need to surround yourself with the right people. Let me break this down. People are like mirrors. They reflect back to you who you are and who you are becoming. The energy they bring into your life is either elevating you or dragging you down. If you surround yourself with people who are constantly negative, who have limiting beliefs, and who aren't striving to grow, then it will be incredibly hard for you to break free from those same patterns. But if you surround yourself with high energy, positive, ambitious, growth-minded people, you will rise to their level. Your potential will expand, your thinking will broaden, and your actions will become more focused and intentional. Here's the truth. The right people will challenge you. They won't let you settle for mediocrity. They won't let you coast along in life. They will push you beyond your comfort zone. They'll force you to think bigger, to dream higher, and to take action on the things that really matter. They won't allow you to stay stuck in the stories you've been telling yourself. Instead, they'll call you out on your excuses and help you break free from the self-imposed limits you've placed on yourself. The right people will make you better. They will show you what's possible. And they'll help you unlock the power that's already inside of you. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but Tony, what if I can't find those people? What if the people in my life aren't supporting me the way I need? Here's the thing. You have to be intentional about who you spend your time with. It's not enough to just let life happen and think that the right people will just show up. You have to actively seek them out. You need to put yourself in environments where growth happens, where people are pushing themselves, where there's energy, where there's passion. You need to find communities, groups, and mentors who will help you expand your vision. Let's talk about the power of mentorship for a moment. A mentor is someone who has already walked the path you want to walk. They've already achieved the success you desire, and they can show you exactly what it takes to get there. But here's the kicker, you don't just need one mentor. You need multiple people in your life who can offer different perspectives, who can teach you different things, whether it's about your business, your health, your relationships, or your mindset. The right people will guide you and support you in all areas of your life. And when you surround yourself with mentors and role models, you're speeding up your learning curve. You're shortening the gap between where you are now and where you want to go. But it's not just about having mentors, it's about surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals who share your vision, your passion, and your drive. Think about it when you're around people who are ambitious, driven, and positive, it raises your energy. It inspires you to take action. And when you're surrounded by people who are pushing themselves to grow and improve, you start to do the same. Energy is contagious. And when you surround yourself with high vibrational people, your energy will rise with theirs.
Now, let's talk about the people you need to remove from your life. This is a tough one because we all have relationships that are hard to let go of. But I want you to think about the people who are draining your energy, the ones who are constantly negative, who are stuck in their own limiting beliefs, and who are pulling you into their world of fear and doubt. You need to distance yourself from these people. I'm not saying you need to cut them out entirely, but you need to recognize when their negativity is starting to influence your life. You cannot afford to allow toxic people to drain your energy. When you spend too much time with the wrong people, their fears, doubts, and limitations become your fears, doubts, and limitations, and that will hold you back from everything you're capable of achieving. I know this might sound harsh, but it's the truth. You cannot change your life if you continue to stay in the same environment. You need to surround yourself with people who believe in your potential, who see the best in you, and who encourage you to go after your dreams. You need to surround yourself with people who challenge you to grow, who celebrate your wins, and who help you rise higher when you face setbacks. But it's not just about being around people who make you feel good. It's about being around people who help you become the best version of yourself. The right people push you to evolve. They help you uncover new strengths, challenge your weaknesses, and show you what's possible. And when you find a group of people who are committed to constant growth, you'll never stop expanding. Let me say this, you are not meant to do this alone. You cannot create a life of extraordinary results without extraordinary people around you. If you want to achieve your big dreams, you need to build a community of people who will help you get there. You need to surround yourself with people who believe in you, even when you don't believe in yourself. You need people who will celebrate your wins, pick you up when you fall, and help you rise higher than you ever thought possible. And this isn't just about people who are already successful. It's about finding the people who are on the same path as you, the people who are hungry, the people who are driven, the people who are striving for the same goals you are. You can't do this alone. The right people will elevate you. The right people will help you stay on track. The right people will inspire you to dig deeper, work harder, and push further than you ever thought possible. Ask yourself today, Who do I need to add to my circle? Who do I need to remove? What kind of people do I need to surround myself with to step into my highest potential? You have the power to create your environment. You have the power to choose who gets your time, your energy, and your attention. And when you choose wisely, you will find that success becomes inevitable. So remember, you are who you surround yourself with. Choose your people carefully. Surround yourself with those who lift you up, who challenge you, who support your vision, and who push you to become the best version of yourself. Because when you have the right people in your life, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Never stop growing. I want to ask you something today, and I want you to think deeply about it. Are you growing? And I don't mean just physically. I mean mentally, emotionally, spiritually, in your relationships, in your business, in your health. Are you constantly evolving, expanding, and pushing the boundaries of what you believe is possible? Because if you're not growing, you're dying. And I mean that in every aspect of your life. The moment you stop growing is the moment you start to plateau. And plateauing is a silent killer of dreams. You might not realize it at first, but as you stop challenging yourself, as you stop seeking out new knowledge, as you stop taking bold action, your progress will grind to a halt. Life is like a river. If you're not moving forward, you're being pulled backward. There is no standing still in this world. The key to a fulfilling, extraordinary life is to always be growing, always be stretching, and always be pushing yourself to your next level. Here's the secret: growth is not a destination, it's a process. It's about who you become in the journey, not just what you achieve. Success is not about a single moment in time, it's about constant progress, consistent movement forward, and never settling for where you are. You can always become better, no matter how much you know, no matter how successful you are. There's always more to learn, more to experience, and more to create. So why is growth so important? Let's start with this: growth gives you purpose. When you're growing, when you're challenging yourself, when you're learning something new every day, you feel alive, you feel alive, you feel energized, you feel passionate. Because the moment you stop growing, that's when you start feeling stuck. That's when your fire starts to burn out and when you start questioning what it's all for. But when you're growing, you're constantly expanding your potential, unlocking new possibilities, and achieving things you once thought were impossible. Growth gives you a sense of progress, and progress equals happiness. It's as simple as that. Now, I know there are times when growth feels hard. There will be moments when you hit roadblocks, face challenges, or feel like you've reached your limits. But that's exactly when growth is most powerful. When you feel like you can't take one more step, when you feel like you're at your breaking point, that's the moment you need to lean in. Because growth doesn't happen when everything is easy. It happens when you're tested, when you're pushed out of your comfort zone, when you're forced to face the discomfort and find new solutions. You grow when you challenge yourself to show up in ways you never have before. Think about some of the most powerful people in history. Do you think they stopped growing just because they reached a certain level of success? Do you think they stopped learning, evolving, or expanding once they achieved their goals? Absolutely not. They understood that growth was their lifeblood, and they never stopped seeking ways to become better. Growth is not about reaching the peak, it's about climbing and continuing to climb no matter how high you get. But here's the thing: I need you to understand: you have to take control of your growth. Growth doesn't just happen by accident. It's not a passive process, it's an active, intentional choice. You must make the decision every day that you will continue to grow. You have to wake up every morning with a mindset that says, today, I will become better than I was yesterday. Growth is about daily commitment. It's about choosing to step into the next version of yourself, even when it's uncomfortable, even when you're scared. So how do you keep growing? First, you have to feed your mind. Your mind is a muscle. And just like any muscle, it needs to be exercised regularly. You need to be constantly learning. The world is changing fast, and if you're not growing, you're being left behind. Read books, attend seminars, listen to podcasts, connect with experts, ask questions. Every day, ask yourself, what can I learn today? Invest in your knowledge. In your mind, it will pay you back in ways you can't even imagine. Because knowledge isn't just about learning new information, it's about using that knowledge to create new opportunities, to solve problems, and to innovate. Second, you need to surround yourself with people who are committed to growth. You cannot grow alone. The people around you have a massive impact on your growth. Surround yourself with people who are smarter than you, who are more experienced, who challenge you to rise higher. Get around people who inspire you, who help you raise your standards, who push you to think bigger and act bolder. Growth happens in environments of high energy, where people are driven, where people hold each other accountable, and where people hold each other accountable, and where people are constantly stretching to achieve more. Next, you have to take massive action. You cannot grow by simply thinking about it. You cannot grow by just having good intentions. You grow by doing. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to go. It's the fuel that propels you forward. Every time you take action, you learn something new, you experience new things, and you expand your capacity. Even if the action doesn't lead to immediate success, it still leads to growth. Failure doesn't stop growth, it accelerates it. When you take action and make mistakes, you learn faster, you adapt quicker, and you become stronger. Let me tell you something else: embrace discomfort. Growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. If you're comfortable, you're not growing. You need to embrace the discomfort that comes with growth, whether it's the fear of failure, the uncertainty of new opportunities, or the challenge of mastering a new skill. Discomfort is a sign that you're on the right track. It means you're stretching, you're expanding, and you're growing into a new version of yourself. Don't run from it, lean into it. The more you embrace discomfort, the more you expand your limits, and the more you set yourself up for extraordinary success. Finally, remember this: growth is a lifelong journey. It never ends. There is no finish line. The moment you think you've reached your peak, you're dead in the water. Life is constantly changing, and the world is constantly evolving. You must evolve with it. Never get complacent. Never stop pushing yourself. When you stop growing, you start dying, and I know you're not here to die. You're here to live fully, to thrive, to achieve, and to become the best version of yourself. So I challenge you today: commit to a lifetime of growth. Take responsibility for your own evolution. Make the decision that no matter what happens, you will always be growing, because when you stop growing, you stop living. And I don't know about you, but I'm not done yet, and neither are you. So let's get out there and grow like never before. Your future self will thank you. Growth is the essence of life. It's the driving force behind every achievement, every breakthrough, and every moment of success. You are meant to grow, and it is within your power to take control of that growth. From the moment you shift your mindset to one of constant evolution, to the moment you take bold action and embrace failure as a teacher, you begin a journey that leads you to your highest potential. Never stop growing, because growth is not just a goal, it's a way of life. It's about pushing beyond your limits, stepping outside your comfort zone, and consistently reaching for more. The right people will challenge you, the right environment will fuel you, and your mindset will be the catalyst that drives you forward. Your growth doesn't have an endpoint, it's a continuous journey, a daily commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. Remember, success is not a destination, but a process, and growth is the vehicle that gets you there. Take massive action, embrace discomfort, and always seek to expand your knowledge, your network, and your abilities. The path is not always easy, but the rewards are limitless. The moment you stop growing is the moment you stop living at your fullest potential, and that's something you simply cannot afford. So keep growing, keep pushing, keep evolving, because the best version of yourself is always just beyond your current reach, waiting for you to step into it. And when you do, the world will open up to you in ways you've never imagined. Rise above, embrace growth, and never stop becoming who you are destined to be.